On the night of December 29, 1972, Eastern Airlines Flight 401 lifted off from New York's JFK Airport, bound for Miami. It was supposed to be a routine flight, but what happened next would become one of the most mysterious and terrifying stories in aviation history. A story not just of tragedy, but of ghosts, apparitions, unexplainable warnings, and a haunting that still defies logic to this day. This is the Flight 401 mystery, and it's still unsolved. Flight 401 was operated by a brand new Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, one of the most advanced planes of its time. On board were 163 passengers and 13 crew members, including Captain Bob Loft and First Officer Albert Stockstill, both highly experienced pilots. The takeoff was smooth. The weather in New York? Clear. The mood on board? Relaxed, even cheerful. No one, absolutely no one, could have predicted what would follow. As Flight 401 approached Miami around 11:30 p.m., the crew noticed a problem. The nose gear light, the green indicator that shows the landing gear is properly lowered, wasn't illuminating. It could have been a minor electrical issue, but protocol demanded attention. So, the crew requested to enter a holding pattern over the Everglades while they investigated. What happened next is the moment where small mistakes collided with fate. While the pilots focused on the landing gear light, they accidentally disconnected the autopilot and didn't realize it. Slowly, silently, the aircraft began to descend. There were no alarms, no warning lights. Nothing told them they were losing altitude until it was too late. At 11:42 p.m., Flight 401 slammed into the black, watery expanse of the Florida Everglades. The plane disintegrated. 101 people died instantly. Miraculously, 75 survived, though many were severely injured. It was the first crash of a wide-body aircraft in U.S. history, and yet, as horrifying as the crash was, it was only the beginning of the Flight 401 mystery. In the months that followed, salvage parts from the wreckage were removed and reused. Yes, reused. In other L-1011 aircraft within Eastern Airlines Fleet. And that's when the hauntings began. It started with the crew. Flight attendants reported seeing a uniformed man sitting quietly in the first-class section during pre-flight checks. When approached, he would say nothing, just stare ahead. When asked to show his ticket, he would vanish. Gone, without a trace. That man was later identified by multiple staff members as Captain Bob Loft, the very pilot who had died in the crash. But he wasn't alone. On another flight, an engineer working on board claimed he had spoken with another crew member, who turned out to be First Officer Stockstill, dead months earlier. In some cases, the apparitions even spoke. According to several flight attendants, Loft and Stockstill would appear to warn of mechanical issues, only for those warnings to be proven true moments later. One time, a full crew and passengers saw a uniformed officer in the galley. He said nothing. He looked solid, real. When identified from photographs, they all pointed to Bob Loft. So many reports flooded in, from passengers, flight attendants, even senior pilots, that Eastern Airlines allegedly warned employees to stay silent. Some say the airline even conducted an internal investigation. Others claim the sightings were dismissed as stress-related hallucinations. But when you have multiple witnesses on the same flight, describing the same apparition, the same face, the same voice, can it really be a coincidence? Paranormal researchers jumped in. Books were written, articles published, and Eastern Airlines quietly removed every salvaged part from their planes. After that, the sightings stopped. Or so they say. Flight 401's haunting wasn't just about ghost sightings. It brought forward chilling questions. Can energy, trauma, linger in machinery? Can spirits attach themselves to objects? Or were these men trying to complete their final flight, to protect others from sharing their fate? To this day, no one knows exactly why the autopilot disengaged. No one can explain how so many people, some of them skeptics, witnessed the same apparitions. And perhaps most chilling of all, no one knows if Flight 401's spirits have truly found peace. The crash site is now overgrown, swallowed by the swamp. No memorials stand, no plaques, only whispers of what happened and what was seen after. So, what do you believe? Were these ghosts real? Warnings from the beyond? Or just the mind's way of coping with trauma? Whatever your answer, one thing's for sure. The Flight 401 mystery is still unsolved. May their souls rest in peace. But if you ever board a plane and feel a chill in the air, if you see a man in uniform staring blankly ahead, you might want to ask, what flight are you really on? If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more true horror and unexplained mysteries. Have you ever experienced something paranormal during travel? Tell us in the comments. We read every single one. And remember, some flights never truly land.